Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video. My name is Andrew Azara, and what you're going to see in this video today is me building a drum groove from scratch. So if you're wondering how the pros get their drum sound like they do, then this video is perfect for you. So let's dive right into it. Alright guys, hope you're all well and enjoying the year. Again, I just want to say thank you so much for liking, subscribing and checking out the channel. It really helps a lot seeing all your comments, likes and subscriptions. So again, if there's something you want to see this year, please feel free to leave a comment below. I read every comment and suggestions, so don't be afraid to shout out your idea. I'd love to hear them. So have you ever listened to a track and you wondered, how are the drums sounding like that? And you've tried so hard to get them similar, but it just doesn't work. I've broken down my drum process into 3 blocks, and what are they? Let's go into each one by one. Good sample selection. So what is good sample selection? So the good foundation and backbone of a good drum is just a solid kick drum, and you know, the word drum is half the word is drum, so kick drum is quite an important aspect. I'd say kick drum is probably about 80% of the whole equation, because without a good kick drum, then again it's the support of the drum pattern. So good kick drum. It might sound basic, and if you're hearing this you might be like, Andrew, I know this is easy stuff. You'd be surprised at how much people underlook this part of everything, is like picking a good solid kick drum. And where do you get those kick drums? There's so many. I'll leave some ideas in the description. I have a sample pack where I have some in there. I like to get kick drums from many sources. I sometimes sample an old record. I sample a new track as well. I would solo, and if there's an isolated kick drum in a new track, sometimes I will take that, and that's okay guys. You know, you're not plagiarizing or copywriting there. It's just a kick drum. It's okay. We pass them all around anyway. So if you want to steal a kick drum, go for it. Okay, I'm going to play the whole drum pattern and explain each thing. So let's go. So that's the full loop. And you might be asking, Andrew, but there's like a kick drum in there. So I want to make something clear. If you're searching for a layer and it's a loop and it has a bit of a click in there, don't be afraid to leave it in, because that little click can add more transient to the bass drum. That's fine. So that little transient, and if you don't know what a transient is, it's basically just the initial hit of a sound, and in percussive elements like drums, they're very important. It's what gives that kind of punch and clarity is in the transients. So there's a transient in that loop which is layering with the kick drum to give a nice kind of crispy, punchy feel. So the next stage, and I'm going to again incorporate all these into the video, for me is processing. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Just before we get back into it, I just want to let you guys know that I'm running my next masterclass this April 16th at approximately 8 p.m. Central European time. I ran a free masterclass last month and it was a huge success, and I've decided to now do another one, but with more of a bang. In this one, I'm going to be going through how you can get your track to a full release ready standard. I'll be walking through all my process, my techniques, my mindset live in real time, so you can ask me questions on the spot about how I do things and how you can bring this into your own workflow and get your music ready to be released, signed and played by big DJs. So if this is something you'd be interested in doing and learning more, feel free to click the link in the description, and I'll see you on April 16 for my next masterclass. Now let's get back right into the video. So we have sample selection, layering and processing. Those are the 3 key elements that you need to make great drums, and if you can always have that in the back of your mind, you're never gonna fall over yourself again. Just those 3 concepts. So here I have a transient shaper from Waves, which is essentially just affecting the transient. So I'm pulling down the sustain, I'm increasing the attack, and I might mess with the sensitivity. This is great from Waves. Plenty of transient shapers on the market. I like this one. There's like 4 or 5 good ones. This is called Smack Attack. So just dialing in everything to taste, really. There's no real method here, just taste. I like these 2 settings here when they're facing a bit to the top right and top left. Okay, cool. So this has a different frequency range than the layer above. It's important to note, guys, when you're layering, is to understand that they should live ideally within different frequencies. So here we have the 2 loops. So you can see how this loop here in the bottom, and I love this about Pro Q4, it's amazing that we can actually analyze both things together. I can see that the third one here has a bit more lows and this one has a bit more highs. So I might take away some of the highs, and on this, maybe some of the lows we can take away. Those 2 are nicely. Yeah, I probably could actually take away some lows here. So if you're on the fence about buying Pro Q4, I wouldn't be on the fence with it. It's a tool that you will really use a lot. If you are struggling with a certain part of music production, focus on one thing at a time. You can spend a day just doing drums, just doing bass lines, without no real outcome really in mind. You know, you don't have to necessarily have an outcome of making music all the time. If you simply want to just practice one part of something, by all means do it. So in this case, just getting better at making drum patterns. Okay, so an open hat here. Again, out of the box, off the bat, it's just sounding great. And I love that about samples. If the sample sounds good, we don't need to do anything to it. I just did some small EQ. It has a lot of lovely treble. You can see everything here in the EQ. That's a perfect amount of highs. I wouldn't be adding too much more. And you can hear on your headphones or speakers that it has that nice amount of frequencies. If it was lacking some, we could push a bit here, but in this case we don't have to. A strategic sample selection here is that I'm looking for more of a high clap that has more treble. So when I actually open up these 2, this clap and again with the, let's look at the open hat now as well. So yeah, you can see here how the hi-hat and the clap are a bit more in the top range, and then the 2 mid loops are kind of in the middle there. So when they all play together, guys, that's what gives that secret sauce, that feeling of like clarity. Things have its own space, the samples sound pretty good, and then when it all comes together, then everything has a more of a like a rounded feel. Like we don't have to layer 100 channels, we don't have to have 50 hi-hats. I see sometimes producers channels and there's like 5 close hats. There's no need for that, in my opinion. Back in the day when you made house music, all you had was one drum machine. So if they can do it then, great, we can do it now. So if you're mixing, if you're like just playing around with your loops and your little one shots, you can really dial in everything here with Pro Q4. Amazing plugin, probably arguably one of the best plugins I'd say on the software market. Debatable, but if you let me know in the comments if you agree or not, and what's your favorite plugin, I'd love to know. 808, as you can see, is very small in frequencies and quite just on the very top, so I feel like there was a little bit of space to put that in. So in total we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers in total, not including the kick, to give us this drum groove. Yeah, you can see how everything is just like hitting in different regions, and they're not hitting at the exact same moment. There will be some overlap, but generally speaking, the good samples mixed with the clever understanding the layering, how that works, and then using the kind of the processing on top of that. So let's talk about processing a little bit more. So I would like to process things when needed, but we can if we want, of course. And again, depending on what kind of style, what kind of energy you want in your music, the processing plays into that. So if you are making more kind of a 90s, 80s, 2000s feel from your music, then using some sort of kind of processor which gives that tone and kind of texture would be important. And this is a great one. This is called Decimort from D16, and we have lots of different presets which I go through. So here on the clap, on, off, so you can hear the visible difference there, the audible difference, that with on and off there's quite like, it just adds way more body. And we can see also, let's put the EQ after. Yeah, you can see some more frequencies jump out there. Yeah, so now unfortunately this has added more mid-range, so I will watch out for that, because I do have, like I said, I do have lots of mid-range stuff in there. So we don't really need a mid-range clap, but just to show you the example. But let's have a look at, maybe we can push the tops. So yeah guys, that was the video. I really hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. I wanted just to go over this because I get questions so much about drums, and I feel like it's not as hard as you make it out to be. It's really down to those 3 things that I've talked about and discussed here, and understanding how to use them really effectively will be a really good way to get the drums that you want and to sound like the professional drums that you hear on Beatport and Spotify and stuff. So give it a shot guys. I'd love to know what you thought in the video. A little comment would really help me understand what you guys are thinking, what you want to see next, and please don't be shy. Please feel free to shout in the comments what you're thinking. And in the meantime guys, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.